I went with my dad to go pick up my new car, and I didn't have a license at the time, so he drove it back to our house. And after he drove it back, he had to go to work, so he left me at home with the keys. And I was like, you know what? I want to work on my car because the things that are not right in it, because it's an old car. So let me just take the car, since I already know how to drive, go get some things at the store real quick, and then head back. No problem, right? So I get in the car. As I'm driving to the store, I see my friend, and I honk at him, and he's like, what the hell? So I pull in the parking lot, I yell his name, and he's like, what? You got a new car? And I'm like, yeah, man, I got a new car. In fact, I was just gonna go buy some parts so I can just work on it right now. You wanna come with me? And he's like, as long as you drop me off home, I'm cool. So he gets in the car. As we're heading to the store, he tells me that other people at the park that I should just stop by and surprise them. So I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll do that. We go to the park since it's on the way already, and I see my friends, just surprise them with my new car, and everyone's like, what? That's pretty cool. So they all come to the car, they all hang out inside, and they're like, man, you got a car, drop us all home because we're all going the same direction. I'm like, cool. But I remember my friend asking me if I had like all the documents and stuff because it's telling me I might get in trouble if I get caught. And I was telling him, nah, don't worry about it. And he's like, all right. And he refused to come with us. So I was like, oh, whatever, dude. I get back in the car and I turn it on and start heading out the park. And as I'm heading out of the park, this police car like is coming into the park, and the police officer looks right into my eyes, and I'm like, holy shit. As I drive away, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I go through the neighborhood so I can lose him in case he tries to follow me. And I ended up at a intersection with a red light. So I was just waiting for the red light to turn green. And as we're talking, I notice a car is behind me. And as he comes closer, I notice it's the same cop. As he was pulling up to my car, my friends were like, dude, you do realize your license plate says it expires in June and we're in August, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, does it say that? And he's like, yeah. He's gonna pull you over and use that as an excuse. Oh, shit. The lights is still red, and he's like really close to a bumper at this point. My friends are like freaking out. One of my friends is like, dude, if he asks any of you what my name is, say my name is George. Why George? And he's like, just go with it. Okay. So the light finally turns green. I start to drive off, and his lights just go on, and his siren goes on, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Pull over to the side, kind of like how I saw on TV. And as I'm with my friends, they're like freaking out. They're like, dude, just be cool, just be cool. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good, I got this. So the police officer gets out of his car, walks towards the car. I roll down the window. He says, how are you guys doing today? And I look at him, and I put on this accent, which I have no idea where it came from. And I'm like, yeah, we're good, we're pretty good. So he thinks like, oh, I don't speak English. So in case I get in trouble, it's like, I'll play that. Oh, I didn't know I'm not from this country, whatever. And he fell for it. Like, he asked us, the reason I'm pulling you guys over is we got reports of people drinking at the park. Was it you guys? And I look at him and I say, no, it wasn't us. And he's like, do you mind if I check the car? And I'm like, yeah, go for it. So I open the door and he says, no, it's fine. I believe you guys. He says, just hold on tight for me. I'll be right back. He goes up to his car. And then he calls for backup because we saw him on the radio talking. And then another police car pulls over, and I'm like, oh shit, we're fucked. Friends are like freaking out. They're like, dude, just be polite to him, do whatever he says. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. Finally, the officer comes back and he asks for our license and registration and all that. And I had none of that. I didn't even have insurance. I didn't have a license. I didn't even have paperwork with me at all. Nothing. Most of us didn't have any IDs on us because we were young at the time. So I gave him my school ID, and when he saw this, he's like, wow, you're really young. Yeah, I'm still in school. And it's like, well, I watched you driving. You seem like a pretty good driver. Why don't you just get your license? And then he goes back to his car, and he talks with the other police officer. And at this point, I see them chatting, and they start laughing. And I'm like, why are they laughing at us? At this point, I look out the window, and I see my one friend who was at the park that refused to come with us, walking across the street. And he looks up at us and says, hey, guys, I told you so. And just continues walking. And the officers just look at him and don't say anything. And at this point, I'm like, why? Why did he do that, man? We can make us get in more trouble. So at this point, I'm just imagining what I'm going to tell my dad when I get back home. Because he told me not to drive the car, and that's exactly what I did. Got in trouble, and now I might get the car taken away from me. So the officer came to the window and finally said, all right, guys, this is what's going to happen. You guys are going to get out the car, okay? I'm going to call a tow truck. Your car's going to get impounded. And that costs you a couple $100 already. Also, you're going to get a citation. You're going to have to go to court and explain to the judge what you were doing. All of you are going to get in trouble as well. And I'm going to call all your parents, which they will not be happy about. Do you understand? And all of us said, yeah, we do. And then he says, or you can call someone who has a license to come pick up your car and drive it back home. And I'm just like, huh? What? They're going to let us go? Like, really? Like, we don't have any paperwork? Like, this is ridiculous. These were like the coolest cops in the whole area because they're known to have really asshole cops where we live. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I call a friend. He speaks to the officer and he comes over to pick up the car for us. And the police officers just leave us. And all my friends are like, whoa, did that just happen? Like, what the hell? Anyways, I drive home as fast as I can and park the car exactly as my dad parked it. And I put the keys back where they were. But thinking back now, I think he knew I took the car, but the fact that I didn't say anything happened, he just figured it's whatever. Well, subscribe for more random shit.